Hello, and welcome to Matt and Joe's Media Overload.
I'm Matt.
I'm Joe, and this is episode 1. And first off, let me just apologize for the fact that this is the first time we're ever doing anything like this. So there might be a few technical problems, but we'll hash that out as we move forward. Episode 1, we're going to have subjects, certain things that we'll talk about, but who knows where we'll go. That's the fun part. That's the part that we're really going to enjoy. Well, actually, you'll really enjoy.
We'll enjoy it too.
You're right. No, I guess we'll enjoy it too. So the topic today for episode 1 is anime, which neither Matt nor I have very much experience with.
I mean, you probably have more experience with it than I do.
Probably.
I mean, my experience as far as anime goes, I mean, I would say that both of us are pretty big fans of animation in general.
True.
Right, okay. So I'm a huge fan of animation, but basically all of my experience with animation is Western animation. So my exposure to anime, I mean, like most people, probably goes back to when you were young. Things like Pokemon were really popular when I was young, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Mega Man, those types of anime.
Okay, so first of all, though, let's address the age difference.
Yeah.
You're how old?
I'm 23.
And I'm 35.
Yeah.
So, for you, earlier animations, Pokemon. For me, earlier animations like Bugs Bunny and
well, yeah,
like Looney Tunes and shit.
Yeah, which was there when I was a kid too. But you know, like as far as like Western animation of that time, you know, it was things like SpongeBob, early days of Nicktoons. Not even necessarily the early days, because even that was before I was born.
Do you remember when they cut out Saturday morning cartoons?
I do remember when that happened.
What a travesty that was.
But my Saturday morning cartoons were probably very different from what...
What were your Saturday morning cartoons?
Well, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! Were on Kids WB. That was...
See, for me it was like Power Rangers and Tiny Toons and...
Yeah.
Tom and Jerry, maybe? I don't know.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. Some old-ass shit.
Yeah, I mean, for me it was things like that. And then, of course, you know, there was Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon.
Sure.
Things like that. I mean, I was really into, like, Dexter's Lab and things like that. But
I thought it was okay. I never really watched it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so...
Johnny Bravo.
Yeah, we digress.
Yeah.
What were we after?
Anime. We were talking about our experiences with anime. And like I said, so I had that experience when I was a kid. But the thing was, I didn't know it was anime. Like, to me, it was just cartoons. Like, I didn't really... Like, the fact that it was Japanese... and like all the tropes and stuff associated with anime, which are there.
Right.
Now that I've been exposed to a little more anime, I can see the tropes and all the things like that. But at the time, it was just cartoons. Like, the fact that it was anime. The first time I kind of watched anime knowing that it was anime, I would say my earliest exposure was a few years ago, would be Miyazaki films, Studio Ghibli, things like that. So Princess Mononoke,
Spirited Away,
yeah, Porco Rosso, things like that. And then I have watched last year, or maybe the year before, I don't even remember, but One Punch Man.
One Punch Man?
One Punch Man, yes. It was an anime. It was on Toonami. Like I said, it's pretty recent. I think it might have been last summer. Might have been 2016. I can't remember, but
unfamiliar.
Oh, you should check it out. It's pretty good. But that's a whole other thing. We currently, to sort of prepare, I guess you could say, for this podcast, we've been watching the anime Fairy Tail, which you have actually watched before, right?
Yes,
yeah.
I am a huge fan of Fairy Tail. Love it, love it, love it, love it.
I mean, so far, I can say I'm intrigued. We've watched enough of it that I'm getting sucked in.
I think we've watched, like 9 episodes?
Yeah, something like that. And in a relatively short amount of time. I'm intrigued. Like, the whole... I like the way the world is building up and things like that, and I'm interested to see where it goes. I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan so far, but I'm liking it. I'm liking it. It's a little too early because I mean it's pretty long, right?
Yeah.
Like we're like 9 episodes in. It goes on.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I don't think it's technically over.
What you'll find out about Fairy Tale is when you start learning all the ways that the story connects and characters connect to each other, or you learn their history, and that's really what made me connect to it because the story's so good.
Yeah.
And it's got like minimal, this is going to sound weird, but like minimal Japanese anime weirdness is the total wrong word. I'm sorry.
Yeah, those
like,
tropes like I was talking about.
Bugging out eyes.
Yeah, the bulging
and like blah, blah, blah,
veins.
blah, blah. Yeah,
And
yeah,
when
like,
the eyes
you
go
get it every
white,
once and again. But it's not overdone. I think they do it perfectly. And I
Yeah.
think that's why I like it so much.
Yeah. It is. It's done sparingly.
Yeah.
It's not over the top. That's definitely
Yeah.
something that I've noticed, and I'm enjoying it. I am.
Yeah.
We shall see where it goes.
Here's my problem, though. As much as I love it, I can't remember how far into the episodes you go. Because on Hulu, shout out Hulu, as far as you go, it starts going to subtitles. And I gotta tell you, I'm not a fan of subtitles. Why? Because I want to watch the show, I don't want to read the show.
Yeah.
I can't pay attention to what's going on and read at the same time. I'm sorry, I cannot multitask that way. Call me a simpleton. I'm a simpleton.
Yeah, you are a simpleton.
Whatever.
I'm just kidding about you being a simpleton. Sorry.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine.
But
I'm okay with that. Just
No.
get it out.
I can
Dub it. Bring some actors in. The same people who were doing the same episodes before.
Yeah.
Where the hell did they go?
Yeah, where'd
they go?
Shout out to Funimation. I think the dub is actually really well
It was
done.
awesome.
I think it's really well done.
Where did they go? Why just stop? Continue, please. Thank you.
See, I'm
What happened? The budget
okay.
run out?
I'm okay with subtitles.
The stock sink? What's the problem?
Subtitles don't bother me that much, but I can see where in anime it would be particularly hard to actually read the subtitles because so much dialogue happens during the action in anime. Like they'll be fighting and talking the entire time. I mean, have you noticed?
Well, yeah,
that?
that's the problem.
Yeah.
You sit there and they're like, hey, here, my father was your father's stepson going forward. Here is half the history of my family, and what they're fighting at the same time, and you want to watch what's going on, but you can't read it.
By the way, I read this entire book and found out all this stuff that you didn't even know about your own father.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
What was that? Dear Kabi, the episode we watched?
Yeah, Dear Kabi.
Yeah.
Which is an excellent episode on Fairy Tale.
Yes.
Dear Kabi.
Yes.
Awesome episode.
Tons of exposition, though.
Yes.
And most of it occurs during the fight scenes.
Yes.
Which would be hard to read subtitles for.
What, was that the same episode that Ezra did her armor? Or was that the next episode?
I think that was a couple episodes
The
later.
Wind Fairies or whatever.
Or
I think it was the Wind Fairy. No.
It was like an episode or so later because she was introduced like right at the end of that episode.
Anyway, when Ezra gets into her like crazy angel winged
Ezra
armor.
or Urza?
Oh, it's Urza.
I thought it was Urza.
It's Urza. Ezra's what? What's Ezra from? Ezra's from Rebels. Star Wars Rebels.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Cartoon Network.
See, I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ezra's a character from the... Wow, I totally screwed that up. So Ezra's from Star Wars Rebels. We'll talk about that probably at some point.
Yeah.
Urza.
Urza.
Wow, that armor.
That was impressive.
Yes.
Yes. And that's one of the things too that I think really stands out in the Eastern animation, anime and stuff is that the visual aspect of it. That Western animation doesn't really focus on, having really awesome visuals, really good artwork, everything's very stylized and stuff in anime and stuff in a way that I don't think, for the most part, by and large, Western animation just doesn't get there. I mean, there are definitely certain things, more in movies than television, where our animation is really, what you would say, beautiful and really well done. But for the most part, I mean, look at a show like what's something good that,
what's something good?
Well, something recent, something good and recent. That's
what's something
Western?
good?
Big Mouth on Netflix and stuff.
What's something that doesn't suck?
That's horribly
That's
like
a good
those but the characters are awfully like
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anime, it's very well done. Everything, it's sort of realistic. Like the people actually look like people and not hideous. Which
What's
is
something good?
Which is sort of the point. Yeah. We're definitely doing this off the cuff.
Well, that's the point.
Yeah, it definitely is. I think that one of the things that really stands out to me with anime too is that it has a maturity to it, I suppose, that is. And I think it has a lot to do with the stigma in America, where it seems like animation is only made either for children, targeted at children, or it's supposed to be comedic in tone. So that's where you get things more like Simpsons, Family Guy, Archer, South Park, that definitely aren't for children, but it's comedy. And I think that here in the West, we're more focused on animation has to be either for kids only, or it has to be funny, crude, things like that. And I think
adults?
Yeah, for it to be for adults. You don't see a lot of mature, non-comedy adult animation. Not that it doesn't exist, but you just don't see a lot of it.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
In America. You know what I'm saying? Like...
So, are you talking about the sexualization of anime?
Well, I mean, that's definitely there. We could go into that. We probably will a lot later, actually. But no, what I'm talking about more specifically is just the overall more mature nature of it, like where it doesn't seem childish and not everything. I mean, there's definitely comedy in Fairy Tail. Don't get me wrong. There's actually quite a bit of comedy and stuff, but
you're
comedy's not the focus of it. And I can't think. I mean, can you think of any American animated series? I'm not talking movies necessarily.
That's not overly comedic,
and it's not targeted at kids. It's targeted at adults without being comedic.
And it's kind of a serious tone.
Yeah, serious. Yeah.
No, I don't think I can.
Yeah, I mean the closest I can think of, and it's still kind of targeted at kids, but it's sort of mature, would be certain things like Batman the Animated Series, which is still, like I said, sort of...
Yeah, but that was back in the day. We don't have that anymore. Avatar
The Last Airbender, which is
okay,
inspired by anime.
Okay.
Very, visually is very clearly inspired by anime.
But they don't show that anymore, do they?
No, I'm just speaking ever.
Oh,
not even
ever.
just now.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I don't know, probably...
But like DC movies with the animated movies.
Yeah, which a lot of those
or
are
the
actually
Marvel
good.
movies.
Yeah.
You know.
Then
the
there's
Batman movies for sure.
Here's probably the most mature, actually adult that's not a comedy that I can think of would be the HBO Spawn series.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was animated, and
there you go.
That's pretty mature.
There you go.
Without being comedic and tone.
But I mean, you can almost count them on two hands.
Yeah, it's very limited, whereas anime, I think... Not to say that there's not immature comedic anime, too, but I think anime is more willing to go there. It's more accepted as a medium to express adult themes through animation and stuff. And also, just overall, it seems to explore genre a lot more than our animation here does, too. Because, like I said, a lot of stuff here ends up going back to comedy in animation. Sure. We have a lot of comedy, or... there's plenty of, there's sci-fi animation like Futurama, Rick and Morty and stuff, but that's still comedy and stuff. And even if you go to animation for kids and stuff. I mean, you have some other genres mixed in there. Things like Adventure Time is obviously fantasy, things like that. But it's still...
It's like subtle adult comedy.
Yeah,
You know?
but still goes back to sort of targeted at kids or
Right.
young adults.
Sure.
And then comedy.
Sure.
So it doesn't really break those boundaries where, anime, I mean, there's horror anime, there's action, fantasy, cyberpunk, sci-fi.
Again,
it seems to...
in the Japanese culture,
Yes.
they use anime
Yes.
for all types of mediums.
Yeah, it's much more... Animation is accepted more as a way to express...
Instead of like real life.
Yeah.
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 They would almost, at least in my mind, they would,
Yeah.
and maybe I'm wrong, I probably am, but they would rather have it animated,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And that's the fantasy
Yeah.
in the better way.
Yeah, and I would love to see that more here.
Yeah.
More animated content.
Yeah, but
that's not-
you couldn't do it the same.
Yeah.
You can't have
Well,
the bug eyes and the...
Yeah.
That's a Japanese
Yeah, it
thing.
would have to be very, very Western.
Yeah, but what would that mean?
What would that mean?
Yeah.
Well, I guess
What would differentiate Western animation, serious Western animation, let's call it serious Western animation, as opposed to serious Eastern animation?
Well, I guess I would probably go back to HBO's Spawn
Yeah.
series.
Yeah.
I would use that as an example of a good place to start.
So they
As
just
far
look,
as-
they just look like people. They don't have bug eyes. They don't have,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
it would use our tropes more.
Right.
What we consider our animated tropes. That's what I would like to see more of. But then you also got to take into account that it's just a lot cheaper.
Sure.
Like if you have like these high concept of ideas for like for example, like a sci-fi series or a fantasy series, it's just a lot cheaper to just go ahead and do it live action probably than to animate.
Yeah.
whole
It'd
thing.
probably
I
save
mean-
you more time.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
That's probably why.
In certain cases, not every case, I'm sure, but overall, I think that's
but
where.
why would they animate more in Japan? It doesn't save them more time, unless they're just like masters at doing it, which probably they are. I would guess.
I mean, it would appear so.
I mean,
They obviously
I
have
don't know.
something. They obviously have something cooking there that we don't have here because
Right.
because they.
Something's boiling in that pot that we have got no idea about. But do we not?
I don't think it's that we don't. It's just I guess it just has to be a cultural difference. Just I guess the demand's not there here. I suppose.
Yes.
But you would think with the popularity of anime here that our studios, television and film studios by now would have picked up like, oh, well maybe we should maybe
Well, yeah,
get into this market
there's some kind of disconnect
there's something obviously.
because
yeah.
they're not going. Well, fuck! Let's make all our cartoons with people with the big eyes.
Yeah.
In the same way that they do in Japan.
Yeah, I agree. I just
So, when I was in college, and this is not to make fun of anyone. However,
of course not.
I just want to... I'm here to voice my confusion. Okay?
Okay.
Number one, as you know, I'm not a fan of subtitles.
Yes.
I don't want to read the show. I want to watch the show.
You're missing out on some good stuff.
Okay.
Just saying. I understand, but
Fantastic!
But maybe you should.
All right. Anyway, so when I was in college, they had an anime club,
Mhm.
and I went with one of my suite mates from my dorm. So we go to this anime club, and it's in the theater, and they rent it out, whatever, or they have it like once every 3 weeks, something. Anyway, so he and I sit down, and I don't even remember what the show was, but it was subtitled.
Mhm.
And every time somebody did something, they go boing, and their eyes bug out, and they got the little things over their heads. Everyone busted out laughing. It was not that fucking funny. But every time
Mm-hmm.
the boing happened, everyone busted out laughing.
Yeah. But I mean, you were there, and obviously you didn't know what was going on, but do you think that those people actually knew what was going on?
I think they were busting out laughing just to do it.
Just because they knew that's what they were supposed to do, but they didn't know why.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Which is weird to me.
Well, yeah.
Like, why would you bust out laughing over something that's not that funny?
Yeah, because obviously, I mean, even if a dub is really well done, there's going to be some things that are just not going to translate well.
And look, this was like...
From a cultural standpoint.
This was like... What is it? We're in 2018? This was like 12 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, but still, I was like, huh? And even my buddy, who loved anime, was like, what's so funny?
Yeah.
It was like over the top. It was almost like they were laughing to be included.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they see from the visual cues, because that's something that we were kind of talking about earlier, is that anime has these sort of visual cues.
Right.
That like, that it's supposed to be comedic.
Right.
So you're going to laugh, but I just wonder, would they really know why they were laughing? Some of them probably did. Some of them probably are in tune with the culture enough.
But again, probably some of them just laugh to laugh, and that's
weird.
Definitely.
I would imagine.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. And I'm with you. I mean, in the case of anime, I don't think I would want to read the subtitles. But I mean, you got to admit that Funimation did a really good job with the dub of Fairy Tail, but some of it's a little clunky. But it's just a little bit of it's clunky.
What's clunky?
You're making the dialogue, the dub, the translate.
When?
Well, let me think of a particular example. Okay, so when Urza was like re-equipping, like changing her weapons and stuff, they like have to explain to us every time. Like Lucy, that one time, is like, now it's a spear, and I'm sure that's not what she said in Japanese in that exact moment, but it fit at that time. And
okay, so wait a minute. Are we talking about the show readdressing things that are obvious, like they say it once and then they say it again?
Well, I not particularly that,
which
because
is also
I don't think.
annoying.
Yeah, but I don't think that's always because of the dub. I think that just certain times that's the way it works, because it just fits with the mouth movements.
Yeah, probably. Like,
so they're just going to throw in some exposition.
What was it with the Death Scepter? What was it? Scepter.
Oh,
it's got 3 eyes.
It sort of looked like a skull with 3 eyes. The 3-eyed skull, or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, and I mean, I wonder. I mean, I don't really want to watch it with subtitles to find out, but is that exactly what was said in Japanese, or was that strictly the dub?
Why
just
would you
trying
say it and then say it again?
And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, is that an issue with the dialogue itself, or is it only with the dub? Is it the dub
that's
being
not the only time it happens?
And don't get me wrong, I think the dub is
times.
fine. I like the dub.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that at times it has to be clunky, because it has to fit. I mean, you can't have the characters saying stuff that doesn't match up with the mouth movements, because it would look awful.
Sure.
And I mean, the fact that they're able to follow the story at all with a translation is pretty impressive. So kudos to them for being able to do that. So here's another thing I kind of want to talk about while we're giving props to some stuff anime does that you don't see a lot here in our animation and stuff, is
what
the
you got?
Serialized nature of it. Like this kind of overarching like plot line that goes throughout the entire series, which is, becoming more common here, I would say, than it used to be. I mean, I don't watch the show, but I know like shows like Steven Universe on Cartoon Network gets a lot of praise for its character development, and overarching plot lines and things like that. And there was a show on Disney XD that I got really into, Gravity Falls, that sort of did that. But still, that's kind of in that kid comedy market and stuff. Whereas pretty much all anime that I'm sort of familiar with, from what I know, I'm sure not all of them, all anime seem to have this serialized nature where there's a plot line that runs through the entire series.
Sure.
There's still filler episodes here and there, but that just happens. And you just don't see that a lot here. There's not a lot of shows that have plot lines.
You don't think?
I mean, how many can you name?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say
animation.
I wouldn't say that they animate and go like 270 episodes like anime does.
Yeah.
Like I can't even name, well, except maybe The Simpsons.
Yeah.
I can't even think of a cartoon show that runs.
Well, I'm not speaking strictly in runtime. I'm just saying like that have like this a plot line like that actually runs through the entirety of the series.
Well, Family Guy's got that.
It doesn't have a plot line.
Simpsons
Every
has
episode's
that.
its own story.
What are you talking about?
It's episodic. It's not serialized. Like, okay, so like.
Oh, you mean it continues on from the last? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
you know,
I gotcha.
some of your superhero shows and things like that
gotcha.
obviously have that,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's rare just for a regular show that's not based on some kind of source material.
Yeah, a cartoon.
To have that, format. I guess.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Does it have a? See it because I'm not really familiar with it.
It's sort of serialized.
Yeah.
It takes from, anyway. You're
Yeah.
right. Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, it really doesn't. I mean, in this, I have no experience with this show whatsoever. But Dragon Ball Z is very serialized.
Yeah.
I mean, even when it goes to the next whatever it is, Dragon Ball Z times 12 or whatever.
Yeah.
Super X Z 17
Yeah. Dragon Ball Z Kai or
with an extra dragon.
Yeah.
Dragon times 2, whatever. It all leads in the same stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And they keep going.
Well, even like I was talking about earlier, like how I watched sort of those kids anime when I was younger, like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh. Those had like an actual plot that would run like at least through an entire season or couple of seasons, and then they would switch to a different one. But there was very rarely just an episode that was just a standalone that would
Not animated. What about the Power Rangers?
Uh-huh.
That was serialized, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean it was. I was never a really big Power Rangers fan. That was a little before
The first Power Rangers I loved. But then after that, they're like pirate space power. I'm like, what are they doing?
I remember I used to watch this one, and I don't remember like any of it, but it was on like one of the like basic channels on Saturday mornings and stuff. And all I remember about it was that like their leader was like a guy with a dog head. Like that's all I remember about.
Dog head?
He had a dog head. He was like an alien, maybe.
What the hell?
Like sort of bluish.
Jesus.
I want to say it was like.
It was like a Sphinx guy?
I want to say, like, what's popping in my head is Power Rangers SVU. That special. That would be very weird. That would be very weird.
That would be amazing. Power Rangers SVU.
Sexually based crimes are considered especially heinous.
They're walking up to people. Hey, where were you?
The men and women who investigate these crimes are called the Power Rangers.
But they got the helmet on.
Special
victims.
Victims Unit.
Well, I mean, I know that you can hear them talk, but they should be like, bro, where are you on the night of the 18th? And they lie to him, and then all of a sudden the dude with the flute, like, and then the dragon fucker comes in.
That's what's missing from the Power Rangers is rape.
Wow.
Well, this took a turn.
I mean, I would agree. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, real quick. we're sitting here cross-legged on the floor for how long now? Almost like 45 minutes.
Has it been that long?
Oh, my knees are killing. I'm 35 years old, folks. This is not good. All right, anyway, where are we going?
Well, we were talking about if Power Rangers investigated rape, but I don't think that's where we were intended to go. We were talking about anime. So, getting away from this, anime characters, the way they're designed, this is a debate and something that when I was younger, like watching Pokemon and stuff, I just thought, are anime characters white? Are they Caucasian?
It seems like all of them are almost. But even the white ones with, and forgive me, slanted eyes.
Yeah, we're ignorant to this.
Like closed eyes. Yeah, and we don't know what we're talking about, folks. If you know,
this is a genuine question.
If you know, put comments below. If you know, put comments below. With the slanted eyes, but they still look Caucasian.
Yeah, sort of. I mean, they definitely don't seem Asian, but I think a lot of that has to do with the hair colors, too.
I have heard that the reason that they make it that way is because that's how they want to be perceived.
Yeah.
But I'm probably totally wrong on
Well,
that.
I could see from an animation standpoint that having the eyes like that would just make them more expressive. Make it where you could express more emotion through the eyes.
Right.
I'm just guessing. I have no idea, to be honest. Like I said, this is a genuine question to me because when I was a kid watching Pokemon and stuff, I mean, I always thought Ash was a white kid with black hair. Misty was a white redheaded girl.
Right.
I mean, like, it's just what I thought. Like,
right.
And like I said, I had no idea that it was anime. It was from Japan. It was just a cartoon to me.
I'm going to throw this out there right now. I'm a fucking moron. If you know, put comments below.
Now, I mean, like, I do know, like, in Porco Rosso, Studio Ghibli movie and stuff, there are characters that are, like, Italian.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, it's really good. It's like a pilot that's a pig.
Porco gave it away.
Yeah, Porco Rosso.
At one point.
Yeah.
It's a movie about a pig?
Well, he's a pilot that was turned into a pig. It's like a curse. You would just have to see it. Michael Keaton does the voice and the dub. It's really good. You'll just have to watch it.
It's an anime?
Yeah, it's a Studio Ghibli. Hayao Miyazaki directed. Same guy that did Spirited Away.
You're talking to me and you say Studio Ghibli like I know what the fuck that
Studio
means.
Ghibli is it's an animation company.
I didn't know that.
Well, I thought you did.
You're just like, it's a Studio Ghibli, Joe. Duh.
Well, studio.
I don't know what that means, Matthew.
Studio should have given it away.
Okay.
But no, it's basically this probably isn't exactly right, but it's sort of like Japan's Disney animation. Like it's their big animated.
So it's big. It's a big company.
Oh yeah, it's really big, and they've done a lot of popular animated movies. Things like Howl's Moving Castle, Kiki's Delivery Service, I think is what it's called. I haven't seen that one in like forever, but My Neighbor Totoro or whatever. You know that. Oh, that's their mascot, Totoro, I think.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's like I'm speaking Japanese.
Pun intended, but
what pun? No, but seriously, anyway, in that movie, getting way off topic, Porco Rosso, there are characters that are American and Italian, so they're obviously, I guess, intended...
American and Italian pigs.
No, they're not pigs, they're humans.
Oh.
But
That was about a pig.
Well, it is. The main character... Just watch the movie.
Okay.
When we get done with this, you're going to watch Porco Rosso.
Right, fair enough.
No, but they're intended to be European, Caucasian, white, whatever,
pigs.
And stuff. But they don't, to me, seem very different stylistically from any other anime character that I've ever seen. So that's what makes me wonder, like, are most anime characters, are they intended to represent a particular race, or is it meant to be vague? Like, where maybe Asian people in Japan and stuff, the viewers there, they see a character like Natsu, Naruto, or whatever, and they see a little bit of themselves in it, and then people in other parts of the world see a little bit of themselves in the way they're designed. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. Because, like I said,
an
it's
interesting way to look at it.
yeah, like, is it meant to be sort of vague in a way? And I'm not familiar enough with anime to know, but I believe that there are certain anime series where there are characters that are drawn slightly different to show that they're supposed to be American or whatever, but I've never seen any that really, in my opinion, stand out in such a way that it's obvious, I guess. But, well, that's something we'll have to look into, I guess.
I mean, I have no idea.
Yeah, I have no idea either. Like I said, I think the hair color is one of the big things that
The hair color?
that makes you kind of automatically assume that they're Caucasian. I mean, look at Lucy. I mean, she's blonde.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, okay.
so do you
I see
not
what you're saying.
automatically
Yeah,
see
yeah.
a blonde white girl?
So what about the people that have black hair? What about the one dude that's got the, again, like, he's got the eyes?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. He definitely.
But is that, I'm not trying to be stereotypical, but
No.
is he Asian?
Well,
Or is he Caucasian?
I think that would be a style choice that is supposed to elicit a certain response from you as a viewer to see him as more Asian, probably. I mean, they wouldn't draw him that, I don't think, oh, yeah, I just think this guy needs squinty eyes.
I think my problem is
I don't
when I
think-
start diving into looking into that, it just drives me fucking nuts.
Yeah.
I don't want any part of it.
Well, here's another thing that, from a design standpoint in anime is, do you believe anime is overly sexualized?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. Like, overall, like, because, like I said, I don't have a lot of exposure to anime outside of just what I've watched recently, so Fairy Tail and stuff, but Fairy Tail, gosh, is definitely very sexualized. I mean, that last episode we watched was
Right off the bat.
I can't remember, what's the guild master's name?
Oh, what is his name?
The little guy.
Oh, they're gonna kill us in the
he's
comments.
He's a pervy old man.
Yeah, that's pervy old man. He's like, he's talking about Lucy. She's got a body that won't quit.
And
Like what? And then they were talking about the white-haired chick, Mary, Melinda, whatever.
Mary.
They're gonna. Sorry, guys. We don't know. We're
doing this as a way to expand our horizons.
We're weebos.
We're in training.
We're weebos.
Yeah, we're just getting kind of.
Am I saying it right?
We're losing our anime virginity.
Am I saying it right? Weebo.
Weebos?
Is that? Am I insulting us? Is that correct?
I don't know. Like, is that a word we can use?
Weebo.
Have we earned that right yet?
Well,
anyway,
I think you just don't earn that right.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the good one? Oka-2?
Oka-2? Is it meant to be derogatory?
I don't know. Comment below. But I think from what I understand, we're trying to understand anime, and we have no fucking idea what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So that makes us weebos. Like, we're into it, right? We like it. But we have no idea.
I'm sort of borderline on it. I'm getting.
What you think?
It's growing on me.
You think you're becoming an expert?
Well, I won't claim I'm becoming an expert. You can tell from my ramblings that I'm not
major weebo, Matt.
Oh boy.
I like that I know that term now.
Well, hopefully we're using it correctly. We have no idea.
Yeah, we don't know. Comment below.
Okay, so the sexualization and stuff.
Yes.
It's definitely in Fairy Tail, and I mean, I would argue that it's in even some of the kids' anime.
Tits for days.
I mean, there's an episode of the Pokemon anime that was banned.
Tits for days.
From airing in America.
We just watched an episode of Fairy Tail called Dear Carby. and Lucy was bent over, and what's his fuck was right behind her, like he was doing her doggy style.
Oh, the dude with the mustache.
Yeah, coming out
Yes.
his nose.
Yes.
It looked like he was taking her from behind.
Yeah, and I mean that there's
Wow.
no way that wasn't intentional.
Wow.
There's no way a group of animators
Wow.
working on that. did
Yeah,
not.
yeah, they didn't put it out there, and they were just like,
Yeah.
"Mm."
But I guess it's
Yeah,
just
no, they were all like, dude, he's taking her from behind.
And this is one of the things that, like, as we were watching it and, like, the sexualization that I felt where it sort of began, where, you know, obviously most of the female characters have large breasts with exposed cleavage and stuff. And I'm watching, I'm like, wow, this is really sexualized. And then I started thinking, well, is this purely, do I think it's sexualized because I'm a guy and I'm, like, looking at it from a guy's perspective, like, oh, yeah, that's hot, and stuff like that? Or... So I guess what I was thinking is, was it just a point of view thing, or was it intentional? And I think it became very clear that it was definitely intentional. It was not
Especially after
just
that one episode.
It was not just my point of view.
I was gonna say, wait, you're saying like if you were a female and you were watching it
Would you
and you'd see all
necessarily?
all the big tits, you wouldn't go,
Would I
this is
necessarily?
geared towards a male.
Well, it definitely is, but I don't know that I would see it as it. I don't know, but would I necessarily see it as overly sexualized? I don't know. I can't say.
Some of those shows are.
Oh, some definitely are. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that in our Western animation here is, I mean, we definitely have things being sexualized here. I mean, Marge Simpson was in Playboy,
Yeah. They hint at it.
but it's also
It's not like that.
because most of the time here it's played for comedic effect.
Right.
I mean, anything sexualized here is basically for shits and giggles, for lack of a better term. I mean, you know,
Yeah,
there's
it's comedic.
yeah, I mean, you know, there's Family Guy episodes where, you know, like they found out that Lois did porn and,
Peter got Lois all fat and he wanted to fuck her more because she was fat and he didn't know where his dick
yeah,
was going.
and it's
Yeah.
yeah, just normal American stuff, but
Normal American stuff.
so it's not like
That doesn't
I guess
seem that. Now anime doesn't seem that bad.
yeah, but that's the thing. Like it's done more for the comedic effect. Like you don't just typically see American
Yeah,
animated.
they put that there to actually kind of get a rise.
Yeah, I mean,
I think.
oh yeah, for
But-
sure.
You think?
I-
Or no?
I do.
Am I wrong?
I do, but it's because of the target audience. I mean, like, who are these anime? I mean, who are they being made for?
Probably middle-aged men,
Yeah, and I mean,
right?
yeah. Well, not necessarily strictly middle age, but definitely that 18 to 49 demographic,
Right.
or whatever their equivalent is there.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
If you know, comment below.
So just
Shut the fuck up, Joe.
comment below and tell us if this
If
is
you
a
know.
train wreck or
Yeah, what the hell are we talking about?
I don't know.
Anyway.
I'm having fun with this. But
Well, I'm glad.
but the thing like with the sexualization here and stuff
Right.
is like it's just not out there all the time. Like I mean, there's sure there are things like
Yeah, and it seems like in every anime, almost every anime you see, there's boobs bouncing around, or panties,
well I keep
or that.
I keep using Pokemon as an example because
There's
that's what I
panties
was
in
most.
that.
Well, I mean, like Misty
Right.
is like wearing like a little yellow shirt that shows midriff
Yeah,
and
all
little
the
short,
time.
little short denim shorts and stuff. She's like 11 years old. And I mean, I'm not saying like it's super sexual or whatever, but it definitely plants those seeds. I mean, it plants those seeds early on that lead to these guys getting into hentai later in life. That's for sure.
Into the tentacles.
I mean, probably like as far as like explicit sexualization here, that I can think of. Like, I mean, something like Archer, probably, where all the female characters have like really big boobs, and they show a little bit of animated nudity, but it's not. It doesn't hold a candle to what anime is doing. I mean, like
anime kind of like
when Urza did that transformation.
Yeah.
I mean, have you ever seen anything like that? And literally the guys that she's supposed to be fighting are ogling her.
Yeah, and they're all like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
And then they die because they're hard, and she kills them.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. And you notice that these anime characters are either designed to be really, really hot, or just completely ugly. There's like really no in between.
Yeah.
Like those maids at the dude with the mustache's house.
God.
Like the one huge one, but then there were those others.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, that was.
Ugh. Ugh.
I mean, it's.
Ugh.
Yeah. Ugh. That. This is going to get me on another topic that I hope doesn't offend anybody, but the concept of, I don't know if I'm saying this right, wafus. Is that it?
I think it's wafu.
I'm not sure, but basically, I'm sure most of you listening probably know. Some of you probably don't, so I'm just going to define it. It's basically where people who are fans of anime sort of choose a character that is sort of their significant other, so to speak. Like, they think of themselves as in a relationship. Maybe not necessarily sexual, but romantic.
Didn't you show me pictures of this? Like, they have pillows?
There are these body pillows that have pictures, usually front and back. So it's like one side is the front of their body, and then the other side is like the back of their body. And they, I don't know, sleep with them, have sex with them. I don't know.
Okay, so we're not meaning to judge. So if you're listening to this and this is something that you do, comment below and kind of help us understand what's going on. Because I got to be honest with you, I did that when I was like 13.
Like you had a pillow?
Yeah, I fucked a pillow when I was like 13.
Wait a minute.
So what do you do?
I was thinking like you had a pillow that had like a face on it or something.
No. But like you know, imagination.
What?
What?
I was just thinking about like having a crush on like Roxanne from a Goofy movie, and you're.
Oh yeah, I liked Gadget a lot from Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers. But yeah, no. When I was, no. I mean, when you're like coming of age, right? You're starting to figure out how shit works.
Yeah, everybody does that.
Yeah.
Not like.
You fuck a pillow. You didn't?
No.
No. All right.
Where do we go from here? What is episode 2 going to be? Oh my gosh.
I mean, it seems natural.
I mean, I'm going to say that I have not had sex with a pillow.
A lot of friction.
I imagine so.
That's what makes it good.
Leave comments if you've ever had sex with a pillow. No, but anyway, to the concept of these waifus, or waifus, I don't know.
Yeah.
These girly pillows and stuff. I mean,
some of them look really nice.
I mean, no, I'm not
going
to say they don't.
Spend some good money on them.
I mean, if I was going to have one, I would spend top dollar on it. I wouldn't even want one. Like, I would want one that's like shaped like the woman's body.
I was gonna say, if I'm gonna spend money on something,
would you just want a rectangular pillow?
No,
that's like white with.
No, I want a sex doll.
A sex doll.
Yeah.
I want a Lucy sex doll.
I'd rather spend $5,000 on a sex doll than $170 on a long pillow that I'll just sleep on and stain every once in a while.
Oh my gosh, this is really going off the rails. I mean,
I think we're right on track.
Well, I had a suspicion we would end up here before the end of the episode talking about having sex with inanimate objects, but I didn't want it to come to this. Hey, I might have to get one of these pillows with Lucy on it. I gotta say, I'm pretty attracted to Lucy. I'm not gonna lie.
She's attractive.
She's definitely supposed to be attractive. I'm
an Urza fan. I don't know why. I think it's the battle armor.
Yeah.
I definitely like the transformation armor.
Oh, that was definitely. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, went all day.
Yeah. It was cool. Like, not even like, from like anything sexual. It was just a really cool sequence too. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah. And she's got every weapon known to man. She just switches it and just
requips, I believe.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Requip. See, we know what we're talking about.
Yeah, sort of.
We might be weebos, but
we might be having sex with pillows.
We get some stuff right.
Sex with a pillow. So anyway,
what?
I mean, do you have anything you want to add about sexualization?
I mean, I almost can't even think of a Japanese anime at all that isn't somewhat sexualized.
Yeah, where it at least isn't.
Can you think of one? I mean, wait, we don't really watch anime, so we really wouldn't know.
Well, let me tell you this.
Comment below if you know.
Okay, let me tell you this. So, before my mom passed away, my mom died when I was 10 years old and stuff. She was very religious. Like, very, very religious. And right before she passed away, that's when I was, like, super into Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, I had tons of cards. Every time I would go to Walmart, I would have to buy some Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. And there is a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card. It's called Harpy Girl, I believe. Harpy Lady, maybe. I can't remember. It's been so long. But it's pretty sexually explicit. Like,
really?
Yeah, and, this is a kids trading card game and stuff. And when my mom saw that card, she was so mad. She took it away, hid it somewhere, gave me a whole lecture about,
Jesus.
Like, yeah, well, I was like, what? It's a harpy lady. That's what they look like, I guess.
I guess.
But no, like, it had, like, a huge rack, like, and it's, like, kind of scantily.
It had a huge rack.
A huge rack and bird wings. I mean, that's what harpies look like.
Sure.
Don't they?
Yeah.
I mean, so I didn't think... And then there's, like, I think Dark Magician Girl, like, with, like, short skirt.
Sure.
And things like... I mean, and that's something that's
what I'm saying.
Targeted at kids.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime and it's a commercial to sell cards, and the cards are for kids, and those are images used in the card game, or these scantily clad women monster characters.
Again, can you think
of one that's not? No, I can't.
Yeah, me neither.
I
mean, Pokemon might be the closest to not, but still.
Well, like,
what's her name?
Misty.
You see her underwear like 17 times.
Yeah.
Right?
I believe so. I know there's an episode from the original, like, series where they're like at like a hot spring or whatever, and like
I remember that.
And like the guys are on one side and Misty's alone on one side, and like the little barrier like falls down. It's like she's wrapped in a towel and stuff, but still that's that undertone.
Yeah.
Like for kids, they're like, ooh, nudity and stuff, and like. And I started to mention this earlier, but there was an entire episode that was banned in the United States. It's called like Beauty and the Beach or whatever, where like James like cross dresses and has like fake boobs and stuff, and they're like huge.
Oh, I remember. I remember.
Like squishes them together, and makes them jiggle and stuff.
Yep, I remember that.
And I mean, that's a kid's anime. I mean, that's, and I mean. The thing about it is it's not so much that there's just the sexualization even in the kids' anime, but there are child characters being sexualized.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've like seen things like on like the internet where people talk about like some of these like kind of anime obsessed people like they travel to Japan and like they like take pictures of like schoolgirls and they're like just normal like girls out on the street because like that's like part of the fantasy. That's something that they like about anime, I guess. And like these Japanese schoolgirls, they go to Japan, they see that, they take just random pictures of people. That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like that's kind of beyond, you know.
That's very weird.
It's beyond having sex with a pillow. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I would say having sex with a pillow would be more normal than that.
Of course, you would.
I've been there.
So, any final thoughts?
Japanese anime. Lots of titties and booty and panties.
Okay, so that's what we're taking away from it is the. I mean, we spent quite a bit of time talking about the sexualization, but I mean, a lot of those things that we mentioned earlier on, but before we got on that topic about like how it seems to be more accepted as a respected medium, how they go outside of the typical genres of just children's animation and comedy. They're more willing to go into like a serialized format. They're more willing to be stylized and stuff. I mean, those are all perks of anime that definitely make me want to explore this medium more. Because like I said at the beginning of the episode, I am a huge animation fan. I love all things animation, everything.
However, you have...
Yeah, anime is kind of the final frontier, pretty much, for me as far as animation goes. It's the thing that I haven't really touched outside of just a few things.
I do know a lot of people that are into anime and stuff like that, though. So maybe in the future we'll have some people in.
Yeah, I mean, I like Fairy Tail, but it definitely seems like a good gateway series, something that definitely makes me want to see more and stuff. I really want to check out, just from what I've heard, like good things and stuff. I really want to check out Cowboy Bebop. I think I'd really like that. Probably.
Like Cowboy.
Have you seen it?
I have.
You have?
I have. I don't remember very much of it.
Yeah.
But I have seen
I also feel like I'd probably like Death Note.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe even like what's it called? Full Metal
Alchemist.
Yeah.
I like that one. I like that.
Yeah. That's the one with the dog girl, right?
I don't know. Full Metal Alchemist is
like
the boy and his brother is the metal suited giant man.
It's like, yeah, but it's like this girl that's like, I don't know, I haven't watched it. But
I don't remember.
It's like she's well. Let me tell you this. There's a movie that's going to be coming out on Netflix here pretty soon. That's like a live action adaptation or whatever. I don't know if it's supposed to be good or whatever. I have no idea. But I have seen some images from it, and I've seen images from the actual anime where this dog girl, she's like, I guess transformed into a dog. So she's a dog, but she has like her human hair and stuff or whatever. And that's in the live action movie, and it looked horrifying. But I don't know.
Heard of this.
Well, we'll have to look it up.
It sounds interesting.
You'll have to see it.
We'll talk about it on a later episode. So yeah, well, what are your closing thoughts?
Basically, that I'm definitely intrigued enough by anime that I want to see more.
Right.
I definitely want to explore it more because, like I said, it's sort of the final frontier as far as animation goes for me. I'm interested to see what else there is.
Those of you that are otakus, rock and roll, we're weebos. We don't know what the fuck we're talking about. Sorry.
We hope that someday we can maybe revisit this topic with a little more knowledge.
And be otakus.
A little more insight.
Every time I say otaku, I want to have a taco. Or like a taco or three.
I don't get it.
Otaku.
Yeah.
Sounds like taco.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm gonna kill my joke, Matt. Anyway. So, do we know what we're gonna talk about next episode yet? Have you figured that out?
I haven't really decided yet, but
Yeah. You know, I'm not. You can obviously tell I'm not figuring this shit out. Matt's the one. Matt's the organizer.
We definitely plan on continuing with this series. Like we said at the beginning, our goal is to cover all media. We're hoping to expand our horizons a little bit.
What's our schedule? What are we going to try to do? What are we going to try to record twice a week? Like, let's let the folks know. At least once a week.
Yeah, we'll definitely have one new episode a week. We'll probably record on Saturdays and try to have them out.
Yeah.
Pretty soon thereafter. We
yeah.
might, if things go well, we'll probably, hopefully try to do at least 2 episodes a week.
Yeah, maybe
I would
twice
really
a
like
week.
to do.
Yeah, maybe twice a week.
Yeah, so really no media is off limits. We're going to be covering television, movies,
and if you guys have
books,
something...
comic books.
Yeah, books, anything. And if you guys have something you want us
Video
to talk
games,
about,
music,
look into, comment below.
Yeah, because we're definitely wanting to explore some new things, sort of like with this anime episode, so things that we don't necessarily have a lot of knowledge on, but there's a lot of things that we do have pretty extensive knowledge on that we would like to give a little insight on in some episodes, so really nothing's off limits.
Listen to this podcast while you're working out, while you're making love, while you're driving down the road, while you're making love to your wafu pillow. So yeah, subscribe so you don't miss any new podcasts. We'll see you guys on the next episode.
Till next time, I'm Matt.
I'm Joe.
And this is
Media Overload.